If you're sleeping 6 hours or less, you're literally aging 30% faster than people who get 7 to 9 hours. That's not hyperbole. That's from a 2023 Stanford study that tracked 12,000 people for over a decade. Think about it this way. If optimal sleepers are aging like a fine wine, you're aging like a banana left in the sun. I'm diving deep into the latest sleep and longevity research today, and honestly, some of this data shocked even me. We're going to break down exactly how sleep affects your cellular age, why that "I'll sleep when I'm dead" mentality might actually make that happen sooner, and most importantly, practical protocols you can start tonight, including options that cost absolutely nothing. By the end, you'll understand why sleep might be the most underrated longevity intervention on the planet. Let's start with what's happening at the cellular level when you don't sleep enough. A 2022 study from UCLA found that people getting less than 6 hours of sleep had telomeres, those protective caps on your chromosomes, that were significantly shorter. Think of telomeres like the plastic tips on shoelaces. Every time your cells divide, these tips get a little shorter. When they're gone, your cells can't divide properly anymore. And that's essentially aging at the molecular level. The sleep-deprived group had telomeres equivalent to someone 4-6 years older than their actual age. But here's the kicker. When these same people increase their sleep to 7-8 hours for just 6 months, their telomere length actually improved. Your body can literally reverse some of this damage with better sleep. The mechanism here involves something called autophagy, your body's cellular cleanup crew. During deep sleep, particularly between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m., autophagy ramps up by 300%. This process clears out damaged proteins, mitochondria, and other cellular junk that accumulates during the day. Without adequate sleep, this cleanup doesn't happen efficiently, leading to accelerated cellular aging. Poor sleep creates a hormonal disaster that ages you from multiple angles. Growth hormone, which is crucial for tissue repair and regeneration, is released primarily during deep sleep. A study from the University of Chicago showed that people sleeping 4 or 5 hours per night had 70% less growth hormone release compared to those getting 8 hours. This isn't just about muscle recovery. Growth hormone helps repair skin, organs, and even brain tissue. Then there's cortisol, your stress hormone. Normally, cortisol should be low at night and peak in the morning. But sleep deprivation flips this pattern, keeping cortisol elevated when it should be dropping. Chronically high cortisol literally eats away at your telomeres and promotes inflammation throughout your body. A 2023 study from Harvard found that people with disrupted cortisol rhythms had biomarkers suggesting they were aging 2.5 times faster than those with healthy patterns. The insulin story is equally concerning. Just one night of 4-hour sleep can make your cells 30% less responsive to insulin, according to research from New York University. Over time, this insulin resistance accelerates aging through multiple pathways: increased inflammation, glycation of proteins, and cellular damage from high blood sugar. Your brain takes a massive hit from poor sleep, and this directly impacts your lifespan. During sleep, your brain activates what scientists call the glymphatic system, essentially a power washing system that clears out toxic proteins. A groundbreaking 2023 study from the University of Rochester found that sleep-deprived brains accumulate 60% more amyloid beta and tau proteins, the same proteins that build up in Alzheimer's disease. The researchers used special imaging to show that during deep sleep, brain cells actually shrink by 60%, creating space for cerebrospinal fluid to flush out these toxic proteins. Without adequate sleep, these proteins accumulate faster, potentially accelerating cognitive decline and neurodegeneration. But here's what's really interesting. They found that even short-term sleep improvement can boost this cleaning process. People who improved their sleep quality for just 2 weeks showed significantly better clearance of these toxic proteins. Memory consolidation is another critical factor. Sleep isn't just rest for your brain. It's when your hippocampus transfers important information to long-term storage. Poor sleep disrupts this process, and research from UC Berkeley shows that people with chronic sleep problems show brain aging patterns similar to someone 5 to 10 years older than their chronological age. Your immune system's relationship with sleep is like a carefully choreographed dance. and sleep deprivation turns that dance into a chaotic mess. A landmark study from Carnegie Mellon exposed people to cold viruses and found that those sleeping less than 6 hours were 4.2 times more likely to catch a cold compared to those sleeping 7+ hours. But it goes deeper than just catching more colds. During sleep, your immune system produces cytokines, proteins that fight infection and inflammation. Sleep deprivation reduces production of these protective cytokines by up to 70%, according to research from the Mayo Clinic. At the same time, it increases production of pro-inflammatory cytokines, creating a state of chronic low-grade inflammation that accelerates aging. This is where the longevity connection becomes crystal clear. Chronic inflammation is one of the hallmarks of aging, linked to everything from cardiovascular disease to cancer to neurodegeneration. A 2022 study from Harvard tracked inflammatory markers in over 50,000 people and found that those with poor sleep quality had inflammation levels consistent with being 8 to 12 years older than good sleepers. The good news? Immune function can improve remarkably quickly with better sleep. Studies show that just 1 week of improved sleep can boost vaccine effectiveness by 50% and significantly reduce inflammatory markers. Let's get practical. First, your sleep environment needs to be a cave, cool, dark, and quiet. Temperature is critical. Your core body temperature needs to drop 2 to 3 degrees to initiate sleep. Keep your bedroom between 65-68 degrees Fahrenheit. If you can't control the temperature, a $15 cooling towel placed on your neck 30 minutes before bed can trigger the same response. For darkness, even small amounts of light can disrupt melatonin production. Blackout curtains are ideal, but if that's not in the budget, a $3 sleep mask works just as well. Blue light from screens is particularly problematic. It can suppress melatonin for up to 3 hours. Either use blue light blocking glasses, $10 to $20 on Amazon, or simply switch to red light bulbs in your bedroom lamps after sunset. Timing matters enormously. Try to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Your circadian rhythm thrives on consistency. If you're a night owl trying to become an early bird, shift your bedtime by just 15 minutes earlier each night rather than making dramatic changes. For supplements, magnesium glycinate is your best budget-friendly option, 200-400 millimolars about an hour before bed. It's typically under $15 for a month's supply and helps both with falling asleep and sleep quality. Avoid melatonin unless you're dealing with jet lag. It can actually disrupt your natural production if used regularly. Finally, your morning routine sets up your nighttime sleep. Get sunlight in your eyes within the first hour of waking. This helps regulate your circadian rhythm and improve sleep quality that night. If you live somewhere with limited morning sun, a $30 light therapy box can work as a substitute. If this video opened your eyes to how critical sleep is for longevity, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. We're diving deep into practical longevity science every week. Drop a comment and tell me your biggest sleep challenge. I read every single one and often turn your questions into future videos. And if you want a complete step-by-step sleep optimization checklist with specific product recommendations and timing protocols, I've put together a free resource that I'll link in the description below. Sweet dreams, and here's to aging slower, not faster.